What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 19 of the Fielder's Choice podcast. I am Dan Fields. All the way to the left, we got Matt Giblin, and in the middle, we've got Mrs. Angie Santamaro. What is up, guys? Happy Sunday, episode 19.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. What's going on, guys?
19.
I feel like it's been a minute.
We weren't here last week, so it's been a while.
It has been a while, but it's even felt longer than, 2 weeks for some reason. I
think in podcasting time, it's been like a year.
Podcasting time. It does feel that way, right? Before we begin, I know this happened last week. It's old news at this point, but I wanted to get your thoughts on this Karen here. Take a look.
Do you believe this lady?
I'm sure you guys
so many thoughts.
Heard about that. Saw it.
Of course.
I know it's been a week now, but we didn't have an episode like you said. But yeah, curious your thoughts.
Unwritten rule, man. The kid gets the ball, right? If you're at a ballpark, kid gets the ball. Stop it.
And it's not like he stole it from her. It's not like she had it in her hand. It's a free for all. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think go ahead. I was gonna say.
Kudos to the Phillies for doing what they did.
Yeah, they made out. They made out pretty good.
Yeah, it was also his birthday.
Was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
but
sad.
for them to do that right away, kudos goes to them. But this, man, it's just our society these days. This entitlement, give me this ball. It belongs to me. Are you kidding me?
100%. But I do love how everybody's been trying to find her and they cannot find her, which I find to be very strange because she's got a look. She's got a look.
I mean, we look up Karen in the dictionary. That's it.
What? But yeah, I mean, for anybody listening, right? That the unwritten rule that should be written somewhere. The kid gets the ball. Stop it. Could you imagine being the asshole who took the ball out of a kid's mitt? Oh.
Yeah, that was sad.
I can't even.
That was
I
sad.
can't even. And what are you going to do with it, lady? Sell it? Or what are you going to do with it?
I give his dad a lot of credit too. He gave the ball right over. Didn't want to create a scene.
He was all right, crazy.
Just take it, lady. I think I don't know what I would have done in that moment, but
I mean, I know what I would have done. I would have gotten fired.
Yeah.
But right, because true. You don't want to give your kid some sort of bad example that you can't handle situations like that, right? And in the world we live in, you definitely want to show that you're diffusing situations, overreacting because people are gonna be crazy. Sure. But I mean, that was just shitty. It was just shitty. Because I think the message here is that people can be better. It would have cost her $0 to just let that go. So you could have been a good human, and you chose to be an asshole. Congratulations.
Yeah. And you gotta know that though. I mean, everybody's got a camera these days. Right,
you're not doing anything in the shadows, Karen.
Exactly. You're going to be seen. You're going to get called out. We all know this from Coldplay now. You're not getting away
right.
I mean, it is what it is. You're not getting away with anything.
You're not getting away with shit. So, live true or prepare.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Unfortunate.
Gotta do better. End of the day, gotta be better.
Gotta be better.
So they never figured out who she was, or
no? So they thought she would. No, so they thought she was a school administrator.
How does that happen?
The school administrator posted something "Look, I'm a Sox fan. That wasn't me." Oh, and then did you see the response from the school district? Basically, it was, oh my God, it was hilarious. It was something this person's been wrongfully identified, but just, have it be so that any student or, employee would have caught the ball. It was just pretty funny the way that they worded it.
Yeah.
But again, I think, Gib, to your point, kudos to the Phillies for taking the opportunity to be like, that's not how we want a kid to walk away. Because at the end of the day, and we talk about this all the time, it's about the kids. It's about the kids, and that's how. Like,
and you know what? ESPN ran a 30 for 30 about the Steve Bartman and the Chicago Cubs in the World Series back in the day. It's a very good doc. If you guys haven't seen it, go see it. But you know what? Maybe she's going to realize that it wasn't her finest moment either, and just let it die. Because
I hope so. I mean,
and I want to say that to be a good human. However, the other part of me is like, you had to think about walking through, right? Anybody who's been to a game knows that if you're in the stands, to get out of your seat and then try, like you're saying, excuse me, you're moving, and then to run all, like, she had time to think maybe this isn't a good idea.
Yeah, and you never take a ball away from a kid. Like, that's just
bad form.
No.
Golden rule.
Right? It's like that other, like, if a kid, like if a toddler ever hands you a phone, you answer it, right? Like, if they hand you, like, just unwritten rules. Be better. Whatever.
Be better. Be better, kid.
Be better.
Get better, kid.
Yeah.
But,
Next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot has gone on last couple of weeks. Almost too much to update everybody on.
Yeah.
But yeah, baseball's heart of the playoffs going on right now. I know last episode we were talking about our championship down the Cape. We ended up losing to the Townies. They got us 2 years in a row.
What a great name.
Yeah, the Boston Townies. So
Love that.
Shout out to them. And then the Middleborough Rays won it in the 28 plus division.
Very good. Congrats to them.
Shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
The guys on both squads. Yeah.
And for a tournament that everybody looks forward to every year, like, that's awesome.
Yeah, well done, D. I know it's a lot of work. So.
Well, Chris Curry is the man. I just, do the website and all that fun stuff.
Both of you guys, kudos.
Yeah.
And we got pictures coming. Yeah, professional pictures just came in, so those will be posted.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, on the Cape Classic Facebook page soon.
Fun. And
most recently, in the 28 plus division, my Senators, we unfortunately beat Jack's team, our guest today. We beat him in the first round of the playoffs. The Senators are moving on to play the Angels, who walked it off in the bottom of the seventh against the A's, who put up a fantastic series. Went to a game 3, tie ball game in the seventh, and Angels walked it off. So we've played them now. It's going to be 3 years in a row we've played them in the playoffs.
Nice.
So
that should be a good series.
That should be a great series.
Sorry, God. I just said one thing. So shout out to Bill McCallum, our guest from a couple weeks ago. So I did a clinic this weekend at Tufts. No, but he was not there. However, he was mentioned quite a few times, and his website was mentioned quite a few times because, just like other umpires and us we've talked about, we want to be evaluated. And so Mike Hinojosa was talking about how Bill has this, these classes that he does on Zoom, but also that, like, he will evaluate you and give you a 4-page kind of document about your umpiring and how awesome that would be. So shout out to Bill, and hopefully, was it kneebuck.com, I think it's called, and for people to take a look at that if they want to get evaluated and then go over it.
I love your ADD. I was like, where's she going? I thought this was like something to do with what we were just talking about, and it's completely nothing to do with.
Meds wear off around 5 o'clock. Yeah, so this is just straight up Angie's brain.
I was like, what is she possibly going to say about the Pirates, like, Senators series? Because obviously Zach, your hubby, plays in the Pirates, but
I'm sure there was a connection in my brain. I just don't know what it was.
That's all right. And then Metro Red Sox, Gibbon and my team, we forced a game 3 against the Bulls. The only series to go to a game 3.
Wait, Zach's on that team too.
Zach is on that team as well. So that's tomorrow night at
Last
Monin
one,
Park.
1-1. Where is it?
Monin Park against the Bulls.
Nice.
UMass Boston.
Yeah, I love that field. That's
Same dimensions as Fenway.
Yeah.
So,
great field.
All turf. Nice field. So that's tomorrow night. Should be a good game. Yeah.
I wanted to quickly give Dave Tresca and Mike Powers a shout out. I joined them yesterday in Cooperstown. We did.
You did? You drove all the way to Cooperstown?
Yeah.
And back?
Oh. And back, yep.
What the?
That is a drive.
Yeah, they asked me if I wanted to catch. I was like,
spend most of the afternoon just watching football, listening to football. You know, it's an easy ride. It's a quick three and some change.
wow.
Most of the guys did the same thing. Bry, La Rochelle.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
So we ended up playing the firefighter team,
Right.
which we've umpired against. So getting to know a lot of those guys. Now, they ended up coming back and beating us. But I played with them. We played at Doubleday. It was a great day. Got a fresh new lid from Mickey's across the street.
Oh, sweet.
Right? The
Nice.
old school umpire.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, quick shout out to them for putting it together. I had a lot of fun. It was a great time.
They asked me if I wanted to play, and I couldn't do it.
Lost the edge again.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just keeps going on mute. This software is sexist, I swear.
Yeah, right.
So did you guys win?
We had a 6-0 lead that we ended up blowing. They came back and beat us.
And I'm back.
10-9.
Oh, they beat.
So my comment. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to come in and like that. But I was gonna say my comment is that Cooperstown is such a funny little town. It's in the middle of nowhere, right? It's this little condensely populated thing, and it's just baseball. So everything is baseball.
And here is the weirdest part. At about the 4th or 5th inning, right, out of nowhere, right, because you guys have been there, the emergency town siren starts going off, and it must be like directly across the street. It was one of the loudest things I've ever heard in my life.
Did you crap your pants? I would have crapped my pants.
No one seemed to kind of run or anything, so I just kind of figured it might have been for a voluntary fire department. But wow, it was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. It was so loud.
So what was
talk about? I don't know. It went off for about a good minute, maybe even longer.
Jesus.
You know? Yeah, and then it just stopped. So. But it sounded like one of those tornado alarms, I guess you would hear, you know?
Imagine tornado hits Cooperstown.
Yeah, I mean, it was cloudy, but it wasn't anything like that. So I knew it couldn't have been anything from the weather, you know? But,
So was Doubleday finished? Did they finish renovating?
Yeah, so they,
it's
up
all
along
done?
the third baseline, there's a brick now statue to the right. Even farther down the line, they have look like a little bullpen. But then there's this brick facade. And inside they got some a locker room and some bathrooms. And they actually had the locker rooms open so you could go in there and change. They didn't have a shower or anything, but at least it was somewhere where you could go and kind of change up without being in front of everyone.
They put the stands in front of that? They put new stands in?
No, the stands are still the same. They're right there. Yeah, a little bit. I think they might be bigger than what they originally were. Right there on the third base side. You know what, D? It looks like it's always been there. You know, kudos to them. You know, but it looks like it's been there forever.
Nice.
It is such a quaint little town, isn't it?
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's just the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's really an easy ride for us. It's pretty straight, you know, and it took me 3:40 to get home. I was home by midnight.
Wow.
Do you know how many true crime podcasts I would have gotten through at that point? So many. You know,
I listened to Dave out there, and I listened to the Irish get romped by Texas A&M on the way home. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that show at the Gorge later because that needs to be a set.
Yeah.
It needs to be released as a set. I'm pumped.
Thank you, Rob. But anyway.
That's what.
But anyways, did you?
Yeah, I too.
Our special guest today, we mentioned him earlier, is Jacques Lepiarz.
Yeah.
He's been in the BNBL, I think, for a few years now. Started with the Dodgers, and like I said,
gotta be at least 10.
I was gonna say
10
gotta
years?
be at least 10. Yeah.
He's shaking his head. No.
9.
Has it been that long? I can't.
No, because he played in our wedding game.
Oh, really? What do I think?
Yeah. So we had a game the night before our wedding. We had a baseball game the night before our wedding, and he was in it. And so we've been married for 8 years. So Okay, so at least 8.
I could just look at 400 hitter. I probably should. Oh, it's 8. He's saying thumbs up. It's
okay,
8. It's 8.
Yeah. Okay,
wow.
I was going to say.
God, time flies.
I also have a very funny story about that game and Jack, so maybe we can wait till we bring him on, but I got to tell that story.
Well, I think we should do that right now.
All right, let's bring him in.
He's best known as Jacques Ze Whipper.
Jacques
We'll hear all about
Whipper.
that and his time on America's Got Talent. I think it's time to bring in our special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Jacques Lepiarz.
Hello, my friends.
Hello.
I am curious as to what this story of me playing at your wedding game is, because I don't remember much of that except for somehow hitting it off the fence at Trum Field, which I don't know that I can do that now.
Yeah, you definitely did that. So here's the funny story. So Zach has a very funny way of trying to give him kudos, right? So before the games, he would be like, but I have the best butt on the team, right? And so he looked at me once and I was like, and he goes, it's Jamal, isn't it? And I was like, yeah. So Jamal shows up to play our game, and so does Jack, right? So we've got a couple dudes from the White Sox, then Dodgers now, right, at the game. And so Zach's sister Pia hits me, and she's like, "Who is that Adonis?" And so I'm like, "Oh, that's Jamal." And Jamal, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like going on and on. And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she saw a picture of Jack later, and she's like, "I thought you said his name was Jamal." I was like, "Oh, you were talking about Jack?" And Jack, not that I don't find you to be very handsome, but when she said Adonis, I was thinking Jamal. Have you seen his Facebook photos?
Yeah.
I don't know who Jamal is.
Neither do
Jamal Taylor? You know, you played with Jamal. Jamal Taylor?
I have almost no recollection of Jamal. I remember Marcos Reyes being there.
Marcos was on our 38th team now.
So I will show you guys a picture, but Jamal, best spot ever.
I will say this: it was a moment for me. We have a player on the Pirates now who has a better butt than me, and it was a moment of reflection for me. I was like, oh, this is me getting older. Forget not hitting like I used to. I don't have the best butt.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing. Well, because here's the thing: you know how dudes have a thing about girls in yoga pants. Yes. I have a thing about guys in baseball pants. It's a thing. And a lot of girls share that too. If you talk to girls who like baseball, it's a thing. Yeah. So it's real. Not to objectify or anything, because
next time you're at our game, I want to hear ratings.
I will give some honest opinions.
I might need to get some new pants.
Yes, you do.
Well, I know they're dirty, but I'm just curious how my butt looks now in my pants.
Well, you also wear very loose baseball pants, Dan. You're not a tight baseball pants guy.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Jack. Jack.
Yeah, you got to just go for one size slightly too small, and that's usually
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I like to call them Zach's Baby Gap pants.
Yeah.
But the
victory
pants.
I was in the softball league years ago, and they would send photographers to the last game, like the playoffs, and they got a picture of me where I was contorted, looking away. I was playing shortstop. I'm looking towards first base. I've got this look of game face on, but I'm also contorted in such a way that my ass is just out there.
And
the first
boom.
comment was immediately is this Scarlett Johansson in the next Avengers movie?
Jamal was the Wolverine level Jack guy we had that year.
Mm-hmm. You'd know him if I showed you a picture. You'd be like, oh, he didn't come to every game, but...
By the way, how come in the first 10 minutes of every episode we're talking about underoos or butts? Or you notice the trend there?
That's what Angie's here for.
Yeah.
I mean, you bring me on, it just follows. It just follows me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't help it. It is.
But Jack, if you could, introduce yourself, and actually I'm curious how you got into the BNBL, because I know you said you played softball.
Yeah, so I put myself in the player pool when I was 22, right out of college, and in the air, and I was like, well, I'm putting down roots in Boston. I want to join some sports leagues, be active, and fun fact: people in the 18 pluses not looking for someone who only played high school ball, didn't even make it all the way through high school, and suffice to say, no one called me then, and then on a whim, I put my name in the the player pool again when I was 29. I missed the 28 year that I could have taken advantage of it, but I put it in there, completely forgot about it until I got a couple of emails from managers asking me to try out, and tried out for a couple of teams. I ended up really liking the Dodgers because I felt like I would get playing time there, which was a big thing for me. It's like, I rode the bench at various points in my youth career. I didn't want to do that again, and the Dodgers just seemed like a good fit. I remember Zach was super welcoming, and I joined the league then. Age 29, I turned 30 during the season, and I hit 167, struck out 50% of the time, and then spent the entire winter going to the cages pretty much every week to not repeat that performance.
Yeah, I think we went to the cages a couple times that winter, me, you, and Zach, just getting some reps. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was really it was any chance I had to do it, and I was younger, I had a little bit more free time then. I went every Saturday morning at 9 or 10 a.m. I would go up to the cages in Middleton where it's coin operated, take as many hacks as I could, and I would go Saturday morning because that was when it wasn't crowded, so I could go and I could take 200 swings, and at 30, your body doesn't hurt the next day too much when you do that.
Well, that's what we used to do, D, with the Tigers, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'd grind out extra innings at, 9 a.m., and the team would come down and we'd throw to each other, right?
Yep.
Hang out afterwards. That's how it starts.
Zach had a really, really good line that he told me, I want to say my first off season, that stuck with me, which was, he was talking about, his own talent level. And Zach has been a really, really solid player in the league for a long time. And he was talking about, he says, if I start training a month or two before all the other guys, that's enough to make up the distance. And for me, I said, oh, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Is we can compete with these guys, but I got to put in the work.
Speaking of Zach, shout out to him. He's actually eligible for the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame candidate this year, 2025.
It's crazy.
So,
man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Shout out to
big shout out. Yeah.
That's Angie's husband.
Yep. Yes, it is. That's
my husband.
With the number 2 button, the BMBL.
But Jack, I told you in the pre-show, seeing you from back then to what you are now, you're a perfect example of practice really does pay off. You are a completely different ball player. You know, you had the Triple Crown in 2020. I know it was a shortened season, but still 5 home runs I think you had, and best average hits.
Yeah, so, that was a wild year. So I can point to you exactly what I did differently that year, and why. I've had good years since then, but why I never had quite as crazy a year. And the simple fact is, I had an extra 20 pounds of muscle on me that year, and I swung a 35-inch bat.
Jesus, 35.
35.
And what do you swing now?
Now I swing a 33-30. I went down from the 34 I was swinging last year.
35.
Yeah. Last year I really struggled, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was swinging underneath everything. I was late on fastballs. And in the off season this year, I just switched to a 33 for one session of live ABs off one of our pitchers, and it kind of fixed everything in my swing. And I was like, okay, all right, the bat speed and the strength have gone just enough. I'm 37 now. I'll be 38 next year, so I'm at that age where everything's slowing down just a little bit.
But finding the right model for you and the right bat, I don't think people understand how important that is, and how you do have to kind of try out a few and talk to people who know bats to get your model, your make and model.
At this point, I've swung, I think, pretty much every size and every model there is under the sun. I've tried, I've done axe bats. I've swung a 32, a 33, a 34, a 35, a 34.5. I've gone with balanced models, end-loaded models. For me, what it seems to be is I like a slightly end-loaded model. Probably actually prefer a 33.5, but I was kind of like, let's just commit to the 33 this year and take the loss in power.
And do you weigh them when you get them?
No, I don't go quite that hard.
We have a bat. Yeah, we have a bat.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I can kind of feel it in the weight when I get it.
Oh, totally.
So,
yeah.
Jack, when Scotty Stevens won the Triple Crown with the Tigers, what he used to say what he had to do was he had built a batting cage in his garage, and he testified to it.
Dry hacks.
He hit dry hacks every day. Every day he was in there doing work.
Yeah, I wasn't doing dry hack so much. My mechanics, like I look back at my swing from that year, my swing mechanically is better now than it was then. I mean, it's still not, no one's going to confuse me for a major leaguer. But it was, for me, it was fully just the more muscle and the bigger bat. And then that was also the year that I made the move to center field. And I think I just kind of got out of my own head from being in infield, where I was not as good defensively. Basically being able to, if I strike out in my first at bat, but then I make a great play in center field, that kind of gets me out of my own head.
Yeah, agreed.
So what bat do you use? What?
The DJ2 that I get from Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally I'll bust out a 243, and I have
I like the barrel on that.
That's Zach's model. Yeah.
Yeah. I used a torpedo bat for a few at-bats this year that I liked. I forget exactly what model it was, but it was the Marucci kind of end-loaded model. I would use that for when pitchers would come inside. I'd be like, all right, well, if you want to do that, I'll just use the torpedo for the rest of my bats.
Jack, how long do you think it's taken you to kind of land on something consistent?
I feel like 2019, 2020, so my second, third year in the league was where I really started to figure it out. 2020 was where I had a decided of, I had different bats for different styles of pitchers, but I was swinging a 110 model for a long time. I was swinging an Axis.
I like the 110.
Yeah, the 110s I just like the longer barrel. And then the Axe 5 from Axis bats, that was the 35-inch bat that I was swinging for a good chunk of that year.
I'm like in love with my Chandler right now. I got to be honest with you. I switched to the Chandler after last year's 100 innings, and I really like the Chandler.
I have never swung a Chandler in my life.
Oh, it's
I'm
nice.
A Louisville Slugger guy through and through, basically.
I thought I was too. I got to be honest with you. And then I tried out the Chandler, and I was like, I like this.
I like the Victus, man. They make a good bat.
Victus is another solid company. Yeah. Well, and I hate to say this because I'm a Sox fan, but I started wanting a Chandler after I saw Judge with the Chandler, and I was like, that looks like a nice bat. And then Johnny McGee had a Chandler, and I was like, can I just play with this for a second? And then I was like, I want a Chandler.
Yeah. I've heard great things about them. I think they're a little more expensive than I want because I break bats a lot.
And they are a little.
I swing hard, and so I hit a lot of balls. So
there were a couple broken bats in our series.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm honestly surprised I didn't break one bat. The one ball I hit off of Smitty, very end of the bat.
And you know it.
He's a good pitcher.
As soon as it happens.
You're going up against the best, Yeah.
I mean,
as you want to, right?
3 studs that we threw at them.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like I saw Smitty and I was like, all right, I feel like I got a chance against this guy. And then I got in against Colucci and I was like, oh boy. As soon as I missed on that first fastball, I was like, I don't think he's throwing any harder than Smitty was.
He has a hard ball. It has a late kick.
Fastball just does not drop.
Yeah.
He's got some
like
ride on
late
That's
life
tough.
to it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Colucci. Yeah, he's pretty good. And he's only like 29 or 30. He plays in the intercity league. Yeah.
They throw such
good
ease,
pitching staff.
Yeah.
Those young guys, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, right.
They do.
And you recently put out a YouTube video trying to hit off a former major league pitcher.
That was
Trevor
good
May.
stuff.
Trevor May,
that was a great video.
That was a ton of fun. I reached
stuff.
out to his team. I want to say back in like March or April. Basically, just being like, hey, we've all heard that guy on his couch who played baseball a while back, who's like, I could hit these pitchers, yada yada yada. I was like, let's put it to the test. You're not in the league anymore, and I'm still actively playing. So if I can't hit you, the guy on his couch has no chance against an active major leaguer.
Correct.
And spoiler alert, I didn't do great.
But you did put one in play.
I did when he told me it was coming. After 15 chances to hit the fastball.
Right. Yeah, he gave you.
Finally kind of popped one up.
Yeah.
So,
that's
Jack,
something.
you said something to him at the beginning of that little video that struck me. You said to him in high school you had given up baseball so that you could join the High School Musical. Now,
it wasn't even
my
that.
question. my real question was your high school like that intense where the commitment level, you kind of had to make one decision over another?
No, so my high school team was terrible. They were like 2-20 the last year that I played for them, and I was on JV my junior year, so that should tell you how good I was at baseball, which is not when I was that age. But it was the kind of thing where like the end of the spring musical would overlap with the first 2 or 3 weeks of baseball practices, and it like you could make it work. You could do both, but I could see the writing on the wall, which was that I was going to be a senior who played a very mediocre second base, didn't hit all that well. Like I could put a jolt into it if I hit it well, but I would also strike out once a game. And I was like, I'm not here to ride the bench when I can just, concentrate on finishing out my senior year strong, focus on the arts, which is what I want to go into. And I thought about trying to get back into it in college because I went to Emerson, not exactly known for its athletic prowess. I was like, I can probably walk on and do something. But it was the same thing there. It was like I started street performing when I was, doing my circus work when I was a freshman in college in October of my freshman year. So it was kind of like, do I want to have this time commitment that's going to take me away from what I'm trying to do as an adult? And that was what won out for me.
By the way, every time you talk, I can't help but remember the fact that you used to be a radio host.
Well, I was doing the radio thing in college as well. First day I got on campus, I went to the college radio station WBUR, and I was like, hey.
So can you do the tagline for us?
90.9 sorry, no, that was BUR. 88.9 WERS, music for the independent mind.
Yeah.
Well, we used to, when we'd be like in between innings or whatever, we'd be like, Jack, do the weather. Jack, do it. And Jack would just do the weather for us.
In the forecast, it'll be mostly sunny skies today. Temperatures in the upper 80s and humidity somehow over 100%. That's just possible most the Northeast. And it's summer in Boston, which means it's humid as hell.
When did you realize you had, did people tell you or you just,
Yeah, I didn't believe anyone that I had a good voice for a long time. My high school history teacher told me junior or senior year of high school, he was like, you have a good radio voice, you should look into that. And I was like, I feel like my voice is high and squeaky and I don't like it. But it wasn't until I want to say probably like my late 20s that I finally was like, okay, like I can kind of hear it sometimes when I'm tired. And then now as like a fully realized late 30s year old, I'm like, okay, now I hear my voice. I can hear recordings of my voice and not hate it. It's still higher than I would like it to be. Like, it's higher than you hear in your head. So I hear it. I hear recordings. I'm like, that's still a little higher. Than so.
Yeah, people have told me that with this podcast about my voice, and it's a weird. I don't know how to take it, but I guess
a nice voice.
Well, thank you. I don't think it's as nice as yours, but.
I know. What was that guy who used to do? Oh, David Allen Boucher. I feel like Dan, you could definitely if you went down if you went down like an octave, you could definitely do that. Yeah. Well, I remember being like, oh my god, like Jack is on the radio, like that's so cool, and I'd be driving and be like, oh my god, that's Jack, like that's so funny, and then all of a sudden, like you became Jacques Ze Whipper, who you always were. But like it felt you just blew the fuck up like overnight for me anyways, and it was wild.
It was a weird experience. Like it's really weird suddenly getting internet famous in your 30s, and like more than just 15 minutes. Not like that like Philly's Karen who's getting everything that she does. But it was like this was October 2021. I've been performing at King Richard's Fair since I was 20, so since 2008. And someone came to my show, they put a clip on TikTok, and it got 2 million views. And it was like, oh, all right, well, if I'm going to go viral, I might as well put the clip up myself and see if I can make some money off of it. And so I started posting on TikToks, I want to say September 30th of 2021, and by January I had 1 million followers.
Wow. It was insane. And the funny thing is like I would mention you to people, but like not in a like I know Jack. I would say like, oh, I have this friend who does these like whipping things or whatever, and people would literally say to me, Jacques Ze Whipper? And I was like, wait, you know Jack? Wait a minute, hold on. But it became more and more frequent that people would like know you, and it was just so weird to me because I never knew you in that way, and then started following you, obviously, and like watching your stuff and being like, oh my God, like this is so wild that you're so famous. You really are.
I've had this weird, like, I've like, my career has grown in such a way that it's actually been really useful in that it went slowly in my 20s and early 30s of that, like, you know, because I was Jacques Lepiarz on the radio for so long that I got kind of like a little taste of like some people knew that name. Not enough to like go stalk me, but enough that I was like, oh, hey, you know, here's a little taste of being in the public eye. And then it was the same thing with like people seeing me for years at King Richard's fairs. Like, here's a little taste of like for some people you are famous, but like for anyone else, like they don't know who the hell you are. And then suddenly like big blow up, and like now like, you know, I can email a former major league pitcher and be like, hey, you should pitch to me, and they're like, they don't immediately tell me to go kick.
Right,
bricks.
They're like, sure, Jack.
Yeah. I realized
I was not expecting a response.
What's it been like for your fans? Because now you're like.
I think so we lost you. You got muted, but I think I know what you were asking, which is what has it been like for some of my longtime fans.
I think you need to.
So I've had people who've been coming to my show since 2008, 2009, 2010, and I think for most of them, they're very excited. I think the big challenge for folks locally has been I wasn't at King Richard's Fair last year.
I'm back.
But we're coming back this year. So I was starting to answer, but you should ask the rest of the question just so I don't.
Well, but okay, thank you. But it was just, you know, what has it been like for your fans now to see both sides of you, right? To see, you know, you on stage, but then you as you doing another thing you love to do. Like, how have they reacted? So it's been a fun experience because like my core demographic is like theater kids and artsy people, like not people who are super into baseball. And what I do is I do a Twitch stream where it's usually just like, you know, monetize the video gaming that I would have done already. But I was like, hey, my baseball games keep getting in the way of my Twitch streams, so let's just put them on Twitch. So we've started doing that, and it's been this fun experience of teaching people how to play baseball. And like, how do you explain baseball to an adult who has no idea how the game is played? And what I keep coming back to on these streams is generally like, hey, the goal is if we boil it down to its basic level, throw the ball hard, hit the ball hard, run fast. You know, whoever does one of those things better than the other, that side is probably going to win. Not always, but generally. And seeing them slowly, like, you know, we had in the Thursday night game against you guys, Dan.
Yeah, were you streaming that one?
Yeah, where I think it was Brian Benulis got on base by a dropped third strike. And people were like, wait, he struck out. How was he on base?
I dropped it.
Why does he get to run?
Because I dropped the ball.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
No.
That.
No, it was a nasty pitch.
But now it's a learning experience for people who don't know what a drop third is. So hey,
I was doing it for the viewers.
You were
exactly.
It was a solid favor.
Yeah, there was one person who actually knew baseball in the chat, and they're like, yeah, this is a weird rule that you will see all of like 3 times in your life, but in this case, it worked out.
Yeah. Well, all the time at the JV and middle school level, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, and depending on the game, sometimes I'll need to.
But so, like, they have just reacted super positive to, like, this, like, you know, they've kind of followed you into this baseball world, or?
They seem, so, I mean, like, it's definitely, I get lower views on those streams than I would on other streams, you know, so, for example, my Saturday morning stream yesterday was 120, 130 people at peak, and I think the peak that I got for the, you know, baseball streams is, if we get to 100, it's a good night. You know, the baseball streams are definitely lower, but a lot of the regulars are there, and they've started to, you know, get to know certain players on the team. They're like, oh, wait, how many of the 4 Knicks are here tonight?
That's so funny. Yeah, you guys got some Knicks. Yeah, you do. It was a popular name that year.
Too, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a Boston thing. There's a lot of Knicks in Boston.
Yeah.
And
we got
Billy's.
2 Nick M's. We got Nick P, and then we got New Nick, who's the new guy.
New Nick.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, I mean, I've always heard that, you know, you worked at Renaissance Fair and did this whip thing, and I never actually knew what people were talking about. And then I started watching some of your videos. Obviously, you were on America's Got Talent, which we'll talk about in a second. But in case people wonder what Jack does during the day, we got a little video for you guys. Take a look.
One more time. If you like to say the whip shot, let me hear you say, wait. Let me hear you say, ho, ho, ho. Let me hear you say, do it now.
My favorite's Beyonce.
Oh, yeah, that's an old one.
All the single ladies is my favorite.
Here's how we are going to start the show. So far in the show, you've seen me do many different kinds of whip cracks. I did the front crack, the back crack, the over-the-head crack, and the this side crack. We will not be demonstrating the button.
Yeah, I stole it from your TikTok.
No, not that kind of show. That's a different show. Sir, you can see that at onlyfans.com/Jack the Whipper.
Not a real link.
Are you sure?
I really like that.
Could be.
Because it lets me look around and figure out who exactly in this crowd knows what OnlyFans is. I had a 65-year-old woman in the crowd a couple weekends ago, and I was like, "Get it, girl."
Yeah, that's an old clip. I can see just the way I move on stage is very different than how I move now. So it's a little bit more energetic.
And we don't have to get into this too much, but I do have a question if you do want to share. I did see you making a post the other day about like hecklers at your show. And,
really?
That you had to kick some people out for like the first time.
Wow.
So what I run into is not like people being like, "Boo, you suck." It's people being so excited to see the show. It's a weird instance of like so many people have seen me online, but never seen the actual show in person. So they have a certain idea of how the show works, or by the time they get to the show, they're so excited for the show that like they're just a little too overexcited, a little too energetic. And so what I have to do is find a way without coming out and just lecturing the crowd, because I never want to lecture the crowd. Find a way to bring down the energy enough that like I can do my show without worrying that if I pause to take a breath, someone's going to yell something out. The people I had to kick out, they were just two drunk ladies who would not stop yelling really gross stuff, and I gave them 3 warnings before I kicked them out, including a the way you deal with hecklers, like the first time you tell them to shut up, it's in a nice way. Second one is in like still a funny way, but like a little less.
Same with umpiring.
Yeah, literally.
And then the third one was like I fully dropped character. And I was like, "I'm not kidding. Be quiet." And then they wouldn't, and so I tossed them.
Yeah. Oh, so you have more ejections than Angie and I.
Yeah.
There you go.
Add them up.
I had never thought of it like umpiring. Oh my god, I should.
You got to get like a good ejection. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, I imagine you gave them warnings and they still didn't stop. Like, that's just like you paid to be there and they want to see you and then they don't listen. I don't know.
Yeah, for some people.
And there's kids at those shows, right? I mean,
you were right next to a bunch of kids, and what they were saying was not kid friendly. Yeah, and like that's the bigger thing for me. Is like, no, I do 18+ shows. I do comedy clubs. I do theaters. I do nightclubs. And like they're like, I'll be cursing up a storm, but if I'm at the Renaissance Fair, sure, I've got some jokes that are gonna fly over the kids' heads, and like, you know, we've got some sauciness built into the show, but the show is still at its core family friendly.
Yeah,
you know, kids are safe there.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you do comedy?
So we did a tour basically did like an east of the Mississippi tour back in March. Pretty much hit the whole East Coast as well as like Tennessee, Chicago, Florida. And then we're doing a Tulsa or an Oklahoma and Texas tour coming up in November, 5 days down there. Basically like I do that to hit the places that my Renaissance Fair touring isn't taking me to.
So did you do that with Seth Carney? Is that his name? And what does he do? What's his thing?
Knife throwing.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So he does knife throwing as his main show. He's also done. For years he did a show called The Torture Show, also at King Richard's Fair, which was what we call circus sideshow, which is a lot of, for lack of a better term, hurting yourself for other people's enjoyment. Hammer a nail into your nose. Walk on glass, lie down on a bed of nails, stick your hand into wolf traps, you know, all that fun stuff.
Like
fun. Sounds like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My idea of a good time.
So your act is using the whip. Is it just stand-up comedy, or you're doing the whip, the whole whip?
I'm still doing the whips. Yeah, I have little tiny whips that I use for indoor spaces. I have whips that go from anywhere from about a foot long, the just a little guy, as I call him, all the way up to I have a 10-foot, 12-foot leather whip, Indiana Jones style whip.
So
have you ever like hurt yourself? Oh, sorry. We're all like what? We have questions. Go ahead.
You said whip.
First day I learned, I was 7 years old because circus family, and almost put up my right eye. I have a scar on my right temple from that.
Shit.
So it's very faint, but yeah, I almost put out my eye after my dad specifically told me not to mess around with his whips, and then I messed around with his whips. And
But Jack, what I want to know is, when did you know you had like a talent for it? You know, like even when your parents were like, "Hey, kid, like you got something."
No, it was honestly, not for a long time. It was the sort of thing where, I felt like I was proficient at it. I started street performing when I was in college. I did theater all through high school, and I started at King Richard's Fair when I was a junior in college. So I got to start relatively young, but I didn't feel like I was anything special. I felt like I was fine. I didn't feel like I was anything, especially good until probably around 30 would be my guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And by which I mean I felt like, oh, people are coming to see my show. And when I say something special, I don't mean to say that as like, I'm the best act on the Renaissance Fair. Like, I don't mean that. I think there are a lot of people that I work with who are friends of mine who I think are just as, if not more talented than I am, who just haven't gotten the social media recognition because, they're not married to a photographer, videographer who can quit their job to make them look good on the internet.
But you also do a really cool thing. Like, it's not just whipping. Like, you're funny, you sing, like you do these performances. So it's really not just like a whipping thing. When did like that get married? Do you know what I mean? Like, when did you start to, because I'm serious, like all the single ladies is like, I fucking love it. I've watched that so many times. It's awesome.
So the musical whipping came out of accidentally starting to do the "We Will Rock You" beat with a friend of mine who was also cracking whip. I just started going with my whip, and then he started adding in the third, and I was like, oh, wait, keep that going. We both saw it, like we started singing "We Will Rock You," but then we realized, like, hey, we can do this on stage. Let's do this on stage. Let's see how many different songs we can do, how many different beats we can do. And then what I realized was that musical whipping is a great way to build a crowd at the start of the show. So Renaissance fairs, you generally start with like a third of the audience full, and you have to find a way to get more people into your audience. And that was great because I could make that section of the show as long or as short as it needed to be before I moved on to the more scripted material in my show. And so I started doing that. I started asking for requests. I was like, well, I did a bunch of improv as a kid. Let's see if I can improvise songs all together. And now that is the most popular part of my show. And I have
but you won't do Freebird.
No, because it's a joke. Listen, no, we have a whole band list.
I've seen that so many times.
Sephiroth, Sailor Moon, Fire and Flames, anything by Taylor Swift, anything from Hazbin Hotel, Hot to Go, or K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, Hot to Go. I got to see that one.
There you go. Yeah. You're hitting the big
but that was hilarious
these days, right?
Most of those songs are not because I dislike them. It's because they've just been requested to death, and I'm sick of doing them. Like Barbie Girl's a jam, but I'm sick of doing it every other show. Freebird and Sweet Caroline can go straight to hell. I hate those songs.
No, it's funny. I think that some of the TikToks I've seen have been like, we're not doing Freebird. Do not even ask for Freebird.
No, that's been replaced now by Slayer. The like thing that people want to yell at, because I have this one fan who's been coming to my show for 12 plus years just to yell Slayer in his loud metal voice. This man travels around the country to yell Slayer
to scream Slayer. That's incredible. Hey, that's not a bad stalker to have, considering the ones you could have.
It is, honestly. Like, no, I mean, like, at this point, he's more than a stalker. He is like a part of the show. Like, I've used him in the show at times, but like, he came out to Colorado this year. I was like, oh, well, if you're out here, let's go get dinner. But he's the perfect heckler, as I say. He has his bit. He waits until the proper moment to yell out his heckle. Like, he lets me get through the band list, and then I say, all right, so who's got a request? And then he yells Slayer. And then he shuts up. So he gets his moment, he moves on.
That's awesome.
What's great is that how you've incorporated him, right? Rather than take that, you've made it a positive for yourself. Like,
I had heard zero Slayer until this man came to my show for 10 straight years to scream Slayer at me, and then I learned some Slayer.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
And you have some Guinness World Records, right? With the whip.
I set 4 Guinness World Records. I have one.
Oh shit!
Still.
I thought it was only one.
So I hold
what are the other
one
2
still.
or 3?
So I've set one record 3 times. That's the most bull whip cracks in 1 minute. And then for a little bit, I had the most targets hit with a whip in 1 minute. That was 70. The most bull whip cracks, which I set at Trum Field of all places.
I have that video. I happen to have that video.
Yeah. That was 2020. That was why I was an extra 20 pounds for that season. And I did 298 cracks that year.
Is that this video right here?
That is it. Yeah. So that's 2020.
Look how nice Trum looks.
I know.
Right?
Look at that. The box is great.
Yeah. So that would have been, I want to say it was September 2nd-ish. It was early September, around this time of year at Trum in 2020. So no one had been doing a whole lot on that. Which is also why I still have the mask. I forget what they were called that you could.
I remember when you
put
that out.
Yeah. And then the cops got called on you, right? Was that there? Was that at Trum?
No, they usually get called every now and then when I was like practicing in the common, or a couple of times when I was
this crazy guy.
But they were surprisingly okay with it. I think there was like a little league, like a little soccer league, kids soccer league playing in the outfield, and I was like, all right, I hope they're okay with it.
Well, they thought it was gunshots, am I right? Or they just called because there was a guy whipping a whip?
No, I mean, like on the common, yeah, people would like just hear, like I was also using heavier whips. That whip, so baseball fields are interesting where an open space like that actually dissipates the sound of the whip, which is why a lot of those cracks don't sound all that impressive.
Okay.
If you get yourself in a space, and I picked Trum for that reason, because it's got that concrete wall behind home plate. I was like, oh, that's going to reverb some of the sound back and help them pick it up. But like, if you look at clips of, I think my previous attempt before then, I'm on a stage where the acoustics are much better, and the cracks are so much better there. They're so much crisper. So these are the little things you don't think about. About breaking world records.
No. Speaking of, have the Savannah Bananas reached out to you at all, or they just hey bud?
I don't. So I think they've gotten too big for me to be much of a draw for them. Like, I mean, they're filling baseball stadiums.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they don't need me, and I'm not good enough to play with them like normally. If I'm struggling to hit Trevor May, who's throwing 89 miles an hour, I ain't hitting these guys who can throw 90. I could maybe hit Bill Lee if he's on the stilts. I could maybe hit a 75-year-old Bill Spaceman Lee, but I'm not holding my breath. There was one comment where someone tagged them on one of my videos, and they gave it the eyes looking emoji, and I was like, there we go, there's my chance. And then they had John Cena 2 weeks later, and I was like, yeah. No.
And you were just like, yeah.
I can't compete with John Cena.
No, that's tough.
That would be kind of hard.
So how did the whole America's Got Talent thing come about?
Yeah.
They reached out to me, I want to say around January of that first year of when things were really blowing up. They reached out to me. So they generally regularly reach out to professional circus performers because they're always looking for more people and new people to have on the show.
Oh,
what they're always looking for is so my stepmother got contacted for America's Got Talent season 1 back in 2005.
What did she do?
Everything circus related under the sun. Both my dad and my stepmother are circus performers, and so so she tried out that year. I tried out with her. Neither one of us got a call back. But then they called me again for this one, and I've had friends do it, and it's like, with any kind of reality show, you're like, are they gonna treat me well? And they assured me they were not out. They didn't say we're gonna make you look as good as possible, but they assured me that they were not out to make me look dumb, which I
that's
appreciated.
Good. Yeah.
What is that process like? Is that you traveling out to LA and is there a couple of
Well, it's a whole process just to get to the flying to LA part of you email back and forth, talk about, okay, what are some things I could do? First, I had to just cut up clips of my show and send it to them of saying hey, here's some things I could do on stage. And they show that to the producers, and the producers say, yes, no. And then they come back and then they say, okay, we liked it. Now let's figure out what's 3 minutes that you can do on the air. And we went back and forth of like, all right, I could do this trick, this trick, this trick. And they were like, yeah, we like that, but this needs to be snappier. It needs to happen faster. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So we do this. And we finally were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Now film it in costume and send it to us again. And this would have been like February, March.
Wow.
I remember it was snow.
Wow.
I did it in the snow in my costume, which was not fun. But then after that, I want to say it was around probably like end of March. They were like, okay, you're good. We're flying you out to LA. Tell us which of these dates in April you can do. And then I went out there. End of April is about 2 days of filming. To get like what actually on stage was like 5 minutes at the very end of the run. But the rest of it was like filming promos, filming interviews, just hanging out, film for an hour, sit for an hour, film for an hour, and then come back and tell no one about what happened.
Right? Like how
as
hard
you wait
is
to
that?
see if they even put you on TV.
Right.
Wow. They don't even tell
you. Don't know. There's no guarantee. Yeah.
Wow.
So was the whole thing with Simon, was that actually scripted, or
if it was scripted, they didn't tell me. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I legitimately did not want to use Simon, but I kind of got roped into it.
Yeah, I would have been nervous as hell, just like you said.
Simon
But
scares
Jack,
me,
even before he gets on stage, to even get that buzz from him and then still be able to keep your composure, act the way you do, and still perform the way you did. If people haven't seen it, like it's gonna be one of the.
We actually have the clip.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! We have the clip.
We have the clip. Let's take a look.
Clip.
Jack's time on AG.
Crack, the flip crack. Even the super fast crack.
I don't know why the audio sounds so weird in the studio.
I think it's going a little faster.
What I think a lot of people don't understand is just how accurate a whip can be. And you can do that all over the place. You can do that.
Well, and then you got mentioned on America. Was it Good Morning America too?
The thing about that trick is, you got to pop the hip.
Don't slip on the very slippery stage.
You took the tip off of that sucker.
Now, hold on a second. We did not get that entire target, so we're going to do this. We're going to shorten this target just a tad. We're going to put it on top of the head like so, and we're going to go just like so. Now,
and that's the audience's like real reactions in real time.
I think so. I mean, like I couldn't really see their faces.
Okay.
That X is so much louder.
Yeah, it sounds like
it's just jarring.
I was going to use Howie for this trick, but Howie's not here, so we're going to do it on myself.
You Simon! You Simon!
No, Simon scares me.
Oh shit! That's
so
how
everything
that
from
happens?
here on out is not scripted. I knew what I was going to say before that. And as soon as they start chanting Simon, I'm like, all right.
And that's crazy because he knows nothing about you, and for him to, so like.
Dude,
but as soon as he got on the stage, I knew like he was on my turf. I was like, oh, okay. I was a lot less scared as soon as I got him on.
Your knees.
So he could have been anyone, right?
It was Sophia who
Yeah. I did want to use Howie for that because I figured Howie Mandel and I could joke back and forth a little bit.
Can you get into a little bit of a squat position for me? Perfect.
Nowadays, I do this trick with a balloon. It's a lot easier to hit, and I don't need them to kind of make this weird squat position quite as badly.
Now, Simon, can we make this quick?
That's a hard spot. That's a hard position to hold for a lot of people.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
hold
especially
squat
him.
position for long. Here we go.
Heidi was loving it.
Do not move.
Like I've seen this and I'm still like, oh my god, what happens?
Yeah,
right. I was there and I still get nervous.
What of it?
People are asking me, they're like, what did Simon say there? I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember. I was in a fugue state.
And so now when you're out and about, right, and people like do you get recognized a lot? Do you get asked for autographs? Like, how does really, like, do you get recognized like daily? Like how often?
Daily. It depends on how much I'm out where I am. I don't get recognized a ton at the grocery store, thankfully. It's funny. It's like I get recognized the least around where I live. Thank God.
That's so
but
funny.
Like in Colorado, in Texas, even Seattle to a certain extent, it's like every time I leave the house, I would get recognized. I remember we were doing a show in Texas last year. I went to Home Depot, the grocery store, and the gas station, and I got recognized at each stop in like a 20-minute trip of just running quick errands to get stuff I needed for the show.
From one episode. And
got recognized in the airport plenty of times. Like, getting recognized is still actually not that bad.
Okay.
It's for most people, like, it makes their day. I'm happy to take 2 seconds and take a picture because, like, I'm not famous enough for a big line to form and for me to like not be able to carry out my day. That is not the case, however, at like Renaissance fairs. At a Renaissance fair, if I stop to take one picture, I'm stopping to take.
Oh, right, you're there forever. I'm sure. Yeah.
Ren fairs, I kind of have to be like, it's like the one place where I suddenly like become an A-list celebrity, and I have to be like, I've started telling Renaissance fair like managers, I'm like, I need a security person at my photo line, preferably
God.
2, so that like one of them can like organize the photo line and like keep things organized. But like it got to the point where I had like 45-minute photo lines after doing a 45-minute show.
Wow. Well, I mean, people say some shit to you on Instagram. Like, I've seen some of it, and I'm like, that's my friend you're talking about.
That's just the stuff you see.
It's why you must do erase. Like, do you have to delete a ton of stuff?
Give us the juice.
It depends. I mean, it depends on the video. Depends on the space.
It gets spicy, Dan. It gets spicy.
It's sort of like what tends to happen is like if a video, like my core fans are pretty good, and then if a video, as I like to call it, breaks containment of like goes super viral and suddenly people are seeing it like who are not normal followers of mine, that's when like, oh, we need to start watching the comments a lot more closely because they're going to start getting weird and going to places we don't want them to go.
Yeah. And then you got the Dunkin's thing, right? You got the Dunkin's promo, whatchamacallit?
Yeah,
not
the
promo.
Dunkin sponsorship.
Thank you. Yeah, sponsorship. Why can't I think of that word? Yeah.
That came in like the week of Christmas 2023. And basically like at like 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve, we were emailing back and forth being like, is this good? Is this good? Is this good? I was like, I will bend over backward for you, Dunkin. You tell me.
Well, I have to say, the woman who then did the,
oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
That was hilarious. What is that called? The what is it called when they do that?
So I whipped a Dunkin' Donuts cup, and then a woman was dressed in a giant like mascot Dunkin' Donuts cup, and like turned around and bent over. For those who have not seen the video.
Yeah.
And that was the kind of thing where like that's clearly a joke. Like I don't mind the joke. I lean into that side.
That was hilarious. No, that was hilarious. Yeah.
That I don't mind as long as like there's a fine line to walk with that humor. And it's there and it's foremost in a lot of people's minds. So it's like we might as well acknowledge it with a wink and a nod, but it's a wink and a nod.
Yeah, exactly. And that went pretty viral too. Yeah, that was a thing for a while. Yeah.
So many of my friends kept sending it to me. I'm like, I've seen it.
I know, right? You're like, dude, I know. Yeah.
I made it.
Yeah.
So obviously you had a big following before America's Got Talent, but how much did that increase your followers?
Very little.
Really?
Yeah, so people are always surprised to hear that. So America's Got Talent, I think, got me another 1,000 followers across all the platforms, which is... Yeah, and by to put that in comparison, over the last month, I've had a really good month. I've gained probably about 100,000 followers over the past month.
Well, now that you've been on our show, plan to get...
I mean, now expect at least a couple more.
Exactly.
So, like, America's Got Talent, I always tell people, didn't do much in terms of, like, getting me in front of new people. It was a symptom of what was already happening through social media. Now, I'm glad I did it. Don't regret it one bit, and I have that as, like, I can put that in my resume for the rest of my career. So I'm
that's a
very happy that I did it. But it didn't open any doors for me that were not already there.
And even though they passed you, even though they passed you through, you never made it back for another show, right?
So my understanding is what they do is they after they accept you, they ask you for 3 more ideas, 3 more things that you can do on stage. And I think they see what everyone says. They say, okay, which of these are going to be the best on TV? And they take more people than they can actually move on to the next round, just to make sure, like, if someone drops out, we got to make sure that we have someone who can fill their place. And I'll be very honest with you, I had, like, of those 3 ideas, I felt like I had one good one. So I didn't have, because what I do is not great for TV. Mine is it's very character-based comedy. Yeah. And the tricks I'm doing, to be very honest with you, from a circus perspective, not all that impressive. You can learn most of what I'm doing, I would say, in about 6 months of hard training. You could get to be about as good as me with whips. So it is really a question of how much do I want to do, how much do I want to push myself, where do I want to focus my my practice. Like, there are certain skills that I'm very, very proud of that you can't, like the musical whipping and the improv. That's not something that you can train quite as easily.
Right.
But cutting that all those target cuts that I did on America's Got Talent, some of the easiest tricks that I do. They just look good.
And has anybody ever kind of reached out to you to either, like, do a partnership or just come up that you've, like, said no to?
Yeah, I've had a few here and there where it was, the money wasn't right or the brand wasn't right. I was like, I don't really feel like going along with this. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And sometimes I'm just busy. Sometimes I just want a break.
Yeah, totally. And do you ever get any of those, like, things that, like, when you get 1 million followers on TikTok, you get, like, a plaque, or do you ever get any of those from that? You do?
Yes.
What have you gotten?
I have the silver play button for 100,000 followers, and I have the gold play button that's for 1 million followers.
Nice.
Wow.
So I'm not holding my breath on that $10 million.
Is it 10 million's the next one? Is that's so cool? That's so cool.
Yeah, that's the diamond plaque. That's. I don't know that we're ever going to hit that one.
I mean, you never know. Now you've been on Fielder's Choice.
So
Jack,
you make.
No doubt.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, no doubts, your parents are probably 2 of your biggest fans. But, like, we grow up in a different world than they did. They didn't have, your father certainly didn't have these platforms that you had. To be able to kind of maybe grow your career in that way. Like, what do they think about all of it?
Zach, what's how many followers your cat has?
I see Zach.
Oh, more than me. Scipio has more than me.
I think my cat has 60,000 followers now. My wife runs that.
Ridiculous.
But so my dad has.
I'm not bitter.
My dad still is a circus performer. My dad's doing King Richard's Fair right now, so go see El Zappo if you go to King Richard's.
Can I just say really quickly, when I saw a picture of your dad, I was like, yes, that's Jack's dad, and yes, he looks exactly what I thought he would look like.
Yeah. If you imagine, what is it, the cowboy from Big Lebowski with a big mustache,
Facts.
About the dude.
Yep.
But so he has been in the same career field that I am in now, and he has had a lot of success. So he has been a circus performer since he is late 20s, and he's in his mid 70s now. So I mean, talking about almost 50 years as a live entertainer, that is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So he has had a ton of success, and he's
what's his thing? What does he do?
A little bit of everything. So he started doing the Renaissance fairs: whips, knife throwing, sword fighting, comedy. Which is where I got knife throwing and whipping from. But then he went with the Big Apple Circus. He was a clown with Big Apple Circus for 7 years. And now his show is called the Super Scientific Circus, where he teaches science through circus. So phenomenal physics, the magic of chemistry, things like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But he has watched, and he's very much a boomer when it comes to technology. So he's not, him seeing this, he is kind of just like a little blown away by it. I think he can't compute he used to tell me that I should do radio because I have the opportunity in radio to reach more people than he has entertained in his entire career. And now, in one video, I can reach more people than either one of us have performed for live in our entire career.
Right. I mean, and I think, like, it's not hyperbole, dude. Like, you grew up in the circus. Like, that's just wild in and of itself. Like, how do you explain that to people?
Well, I just up super early, like, with new people, just because, like, it's a conversation I've had so many times that I don't, like...
I totally understand that, yeah.
and like I'm happy to answer it now. It's more like when I'm in a conversation with like someone new and I'm like trying to get to know them. As soon as I say I grew up in the circus, the conversation is all about me. And then I'm like, all right, great. I will talk about myself for the next 20 minutes and learn nothing, you know. And you know, although I am a live performer, I don't love monopolizing a conversation like that in a personal space, in the real world, shall we say. But I got a very unique upbringing where I got a combination of circus and also real world. My mother was a college professor of anthropology at Drew University in New Jersey. So it was the kind of thing where she was very big on me getting a normal education and being able to fit into normal society. You know, I think she saw my dad, and they split when I was very, very young. So she didn't always think highly of my father. And I think, you know, she would see his, you know, his perceived flaws, and she didn't want me to be the same way. So she was, you know, she's like, I don't want you wearing Daisy Dukes when you go out to go, you know, cut off jean shorts when you have to go to some good function. Like, I want you to, you know, be dressed well. I want you, you know. My dad got a great education. My dad technically has a master's degree. My mother just has a PhD, you know, like you do.
Just
You know, like you do.
Yeah. Wow, I just think that's what an amazing like story you've had from beginning to now. I mean, it's almost like you were made for this, but you also built it, right? Like it's a great story.
I mean, I'm a product of my upbringing of getting that foot in both worlds, in both the circus and in the real world, has helped me immensely now, because it's like, you know, I understand, especially and the 13 years of working at WBUR on the radio, it's like I understand publicity, I understand social media, I understand PR, I understand, you know, how to get people to look at things. And like not everything I do goes viral, but I have been able to, you know, use the skills that I've picked up from my upbringing and put them to use.
And you gave a shout out to your wife earlier. She helps you a lot with the video content.
Yes,
you said, which is nice to have.
She is the chief information officer, chief technology officer of Jacques Ze Whipper Enterprises LLC.
Oh shit!
So yeah. We last year, once we realized that like the business had gotten to a certain point, I was like, oh, we need to like actually make an LLC and like make a proper business for all of these different projects we have going on.
And was that when you decided to kind of give up the anchor job at WBUR? Like,
no, it was before that actually.
To be able to do that, man, like not a lot of people have the fortitude to give up a pretty successful, an otherwise successful career, you know, to kind of pursue some other things.
By the time I quit WBUR, I was ready to leave WBUR, and I had taken the time to make sure that it was a smart decision. So I was already kind of feeling stagnated there, for lack of a better term. I still believed in the work. I still believe in the work now. But I was kind of just like, I was a little bored with it. And that was before I was even going viral on TikTok. And then once I started going viral, I said, let's do this for 1 year of try to build this digital presence for as long as I can. And at the end of 2022, if I have these, you know, XYZ things lined up, then I will quit my job. And what that meant was I needed a certain number of contracts, a certain expected amount of earnings before I felt comfortable giving up the job. And the contract that I was waiting on came in on New Year's Eve 2022. So December 31st, 2022. So I waited until January 2nd. I gave them my notice. And February 8th, 2023, I left WBUR, and now here we are. And I should say, so one of the things that helped was my wife was keeping her job. So that, you know, I got to keep health insurance for a year. But we said, like, I'm going to go on the road, and if I make a certain, you know, if I make enough money, then you quit your job too, and we do this full time, and that's our business, that's our life. And we hit that number. So here we are, full family business.
I remember right before you quit WBUR, and we were chatting like in between innings at a Dodgers game, and I had said something to you, and you had told me, or we were talking about it, and and so I kind of jokingly said, "Oh my God, like you're actually running away and joining the circus," and you had said to me, "Well, we'll see what happens, right?" You're like, "We'll see, I hope, whatever." Did you ever think this is where you would be?
Well, I mean, that was the goal when I was first out of college. I actually wanted to do this when I was, 22. I just couldn't get enough work in the circus back then.
But that's what I mean. Did you ever think that you would be at this place of like fame, notoriety, and like I don't know if I'm asking it the right way, but
I got you. I think like maybe in my fever dreams when I was a teenager and like, when we all think we're going to be famous as kids, but like not realistically, I was 33 when this all started happening. So like well past that point of expecting to be famous. Like I figured if I'm ever going to have a Wikipedia page, let's put it that way, I figured it would be through my work on the radio, not through my work in the circus.
And
you do have a Wikipedia page.
And you do, right, which we all looked at.
I think my friend who works at Wikipedia made that for me.
Oh, really?
Who is also, ironically enough, from the circus.
Oh, wow.
And it even mentions the BMBL.
Yeah, it does.
He's also a big baseball fan, so he made sure to look up my stats. Yeah.
Nice.
So do you use I was going to say, do you use baseball as the refuge that a lot of us do, too, from this
good question,
circus life?
For me, it's, what do I use it for? I mean, like, I just enjoy it. I just have fun. I think, like, for me, when I was still playing, or when I was still at the radio, baseball was an excuse to stay in shape, or it gave me a reason to stay in shape. Now, it actively hinders my ability to stay in shape through either injury or through just like, I don't want to work out today because I don't want to be sore at my baseball game tomorrow. But Dan, you were at that game when I broke my thumb.
So, that
was not.
Ooh.
Poor bunting technique, kids. It'll get you. The thumb still doesn't bend all that well.
Yeah.
I refuse to bunt. Too many finger injuries.
Yeah, never again.
No.
Yeah.
But speaking of baseball and whipping, do you ever do the workouts for both? Do they kind of help each other, or are they not the same?
Somewhat. So the nice thing about about whipping is it touches the forearms better than any other workout.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
So it really helps with that snapping motion that you want with the bat.
You're right.
But it's all upper body. So my swing, if I'm not really keeping an eye on my mechanics, my swing gets really armsy.
So you're casting if you're not using your hips, right?
Yeah,
it's all in the hips, like you said on the show, right?
Yeah. So like, and I've always been top heavy, but like, so like right now, I've lost 10 pounds over the course of the performance season. So I'm 10 pounds lighter than I was back in March. And most of that lost weight has been in my legs because hard to do a leg day when you're living out of an Airbnb. But
you gotta work that butt, Jack. Do some squats.
Meanwhile, my show is just all one giant arm workout, which means that my arms stay roughly the same size and my legs shrink. So it's an ongoing frustration. It's like every year I put the weight back on and then I've lost it all by September.
Brutal.
Are you busy all year long, Jack? Or, I mean, is there one particular season that's like more... Is the fall busier than others,
Yeah, it used to be. It was like, May to October was the busy season, and now it's like every time is the busy season. So I kind of have to carve out time for myself to make sure that I'm giving my body a break. So like, right now is this weekend is my first weekend that I am not traveling or performing somewhere since June 14th.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been all over the country. I have performed in literally every U.S. time zone in that time, and I'm glad to be back home. But I fly off to Chicago in 8 days. I'm there for a week. I get back here. We started our run at King Richard's Fair, doing 3 weekends there. So basically, like, I finished up my summer tour. We're about to start the fall tour, and the fall tour is like, I wanted it to be like just 3-4 weekends, and it keeps. I keep tacking on extra stuff on the end because it's like there's more stuff that I want to do. A lot of that stuff has not been announced yet, so keep an eye on that if you're in other parts of the country.
Which we will not name yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you want to promote your TikTok? What are your TikTok channels and all that? Would you like to promote?
Jacques Ze Whipper, as it's spelled down below. That is, I am so proud of you guys for spelling that correctly. No one spells that correctly.
I made sure.
The best, honestly, like the best place to like find everything about me is my website, jackthewhipper.com or jacqueszewhipper.com or jacklepiarz.com.
You own all three.
Yeah, no one knows how to spell any of them, right? As you know, I keep getting called Jacques Ze Whipper, and I would prefer that to stop. So, like at this point, I should just get jacqueszewhipper.com.
Yeah, you probably should just buy that one too.
Yeah, basically like any spelling of my name.
What's the weirdest place you've been recognized, or somebody's like asked for an autograph?
Let's see. I got recognized outside of Fenway a couple years ago.
Oh.
That's not outrageous.
No, not crazy, but
got recognized by a flight attendant on a plane as I was getting out of the airplane bathroom. That was kind of funny. Let's see. When you say recognized, like from the America's Got Talent or from like your show, from my show. Generally, they're like, "Wait, are you the whip guy?" The funniest one. Oh my goodness, it was a hotel guy. I had just driven 12 hours, and I was just like, I stopped at like the first hotel that I saw that looked safe. I stopped in it was like, I think it was a Hampton Inn or a Hilton Garden Inn, or
not
something like
the
that.
Bates.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like I have a certain level of quality that I, to be safe.
100%.
And I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm rolling in, and this guy at the desk. I start checking in, and he's like, "Oh, you look like that guy who cracks whips on the internet." And like, are you his brother? Or are you related to him? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, what are you, my brother?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm his brother."
Yes,
I was like, I didn't have the patience. Like,
but you're literally signing in, right, as like Jack Lepiarz, or like you're giving him a thing that says Jack on it. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, yeah. How does your wife handle it? Like, is she like as kind of chill as like? I mean, as I know her, she's a pretty chill human, but getting recognized, all the comments on Instagram. I mean, I have to be honest with you. If that was Zach, I'd be fighting like every weekend. I'd be like, "This is my address. Come find us."
She has a couple of things that really she doesn't like. But like the general flirting, like she understands that like she doesn't like that insofar as much as it annoys me. But like she understands that is a thing that has been happening to me even before I was famous. People at the shows would be like that. So she doesn't love it. But
kind of knew what she was
but the playful flirting is one thing. Some people say some things that, in my opinion, like absolutely cross the line. And and I think
she doesn't love those either.
Yeah, you've done well to moderate them, I think. But I was just blown away by what people feel like they think they can say.
Yeah, I think the things that really that she doesn't like are when people want her to they want to get like pictures with her, or they want her to be part of the thing, or they make assumptions about her. And that's a whole extra level. She did not sign up for being a public figure.
Right. And that just strikes me as weird, but people are weird, so who the fuck knows? I don't know. So what's next for you? So you have this tour, the stuff you can't tell us about, but as far as kind of like career.
I mean, right now it's about getting a handle on like what we have going on and just like finding how do I make sure I'm working and like doing enough shows that people who haven't seen the show before can see my show. Whether it's hitting parts of the country I haven't hit before, maybe hitting parts of the world I haven't hit before. That would be great. I would love to do some international shows, but those open up a whole lot of extra red tape. That you gotta kind of jump through. But really, it's about trying to continue to do a high quality show that I enjoy, that the crowd enjoys, trying to develop new material that the crowd will enjoy. It's a lot harder than just a stand-up routine where it's easy to sit down and write jokes. It is not easy to sit down and learn brand new circus skills or brand new circus tricks to the point where they are ready to go on stage. So it's a lot of it is, okay, how can we package the show in a different way, or like how can we package this trick in a different way, or how can we do this trick a slightly different way, or is there a trick that like I'm already 75% of the way there with my current skill set that we can then take the extra 25%, the last 25% of the way. So that's what we're working on. I'm working on a third Renaissance Fair show, and I'm working on a longer show that's a combination of stand-up and circus. But that is a project that is still very much in the works.
Yeah. And you have merch. I've seen little Jacques Ze Whipper stuffies. Oh, you haven't seen the stuffies?
No.
They're
I don't have
awesome.
any on me because they're in a storage unit right now as we try to make some space in our
they're very cute.
Small condo. But yeah, at this point there's a whole merch line with Emberglow Gaming. D&D dice, socks, cat toys, stickers, and we've got some new products that are rolling out in like 2 weeks that are additional stuff. I'm excited.
We need some dog toys, man. I'd get a little whip for Benny. A little stuffed whip for Benny to run around with.
I will factor that away. I will get back to you.
I think you should. Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
I mean, his focus is on cats, clearly.
I mean, well, listen, that cat has a lot of followers, which, to be honest with you, I didn't know. And then again, another friend who I was like chatting with at work, I was talking to another friend, and then that friend said to that friend, "Oh my God, you know who Angie knows?" And then she started telling me about your cat. And I was like, I don't even know how to pronounce the fucking cat's name. Like, what are you talking about? And then she was like, "Oh, Scipio?" Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I can't right now. Because, Jack, I love you. I think your fans are probably great. They all kind of have some of the same very similar neurodivergencies. And sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, I got to go. Please stop. Like, and I love them all, obviously. But sometimes I'm just like, too much. You're asking me too many questions and you know way too much about my friend's cat. Like, I can't be here.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any weird stories that you can share? Because, we asked you earlier, how do we get all these followers? And you say, watch what you wish for.
I was like, you don't want this. The fame is the price, not the prize. I mean, weird stories, honestly, like thankfully they're not too bad. And the weirdest stories I've already put out on the internet of like, hey, don't do this. Like the big thing for me now is just like setting boundaries with fan interactions, because I have so many fan interactions. So the way the Renaissance Fair works is generally you do a meet and greet after every show. And for most Renaissance fairs, we do what's called passing the hat. So after the show, you go out in the audience and ask for tips, which is how we make our living on the Renaissance Fair circuit. There are a few shows where that's not allowed, and they essentially pay what you would make in the hat. But most shows, it's me going out in the audience with a big old pillowcase being like, "Give us some money." And somehow people do, which is weird. But so it's like during that, it's like, how do I get through this process so that everyone, doesn't need to stand in a long line? And then how do I get through this process afterwards with photos in such a way that the photos don't take 45 minutes? Because that has been happening. And then how do I make sure that I don't have, negative interactions with people getting too pushy, people who are drunk, people who, that has happened to me.
It's a lot of meat at those shows.
Yeah. I have had countless unpleasant interactions with fans who have very quickly stepped over the line, usually because they're drunk. I have also had far more wonderful interactions with fans, people who told me, how much that my work has meant to them, how it has helped get them through tough times. Like, those interactions are wonderful.
Oh, those are beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. And I try to make sure that I give them, connect with them, look them in the eye while that happens.
So important.
While also trying to make sure that, I can't spend 10 minutes on this when I have 50 more people in the line.
Yeah.
So finding that balance is tough.
And you're on Cameo, so people can actually buy personal.
Which is
something came in on Cameo actually while we were talking.
That's awesome.
Jack, here's a random question for you. I got two little ones, 2 6-year-olds, and why is the tickets to the Big Apple Circus outrageously expensive?
Well, so the Big Apple Circus has been bought and sold twice, maybe 3 times since 2008, since the financial crisis. So I would say it's partially that. The other thing you got to understand with any kind of circus like that, traveling circus, their costs are astronomical.
It gotta be, yeah.
I mean, a Big Apple Circus. I don't know who's running it. I don't know what the acts are, but like, just broadly, you've probably got 20 to 30 people in the show, all of whom are likely world-class talents in their fields, and they got to make a living because they are, circus performers, especially depending on what you do in the circus, you have to be an Olympic athlete to do that. Looking at acrobatics in particular. Acrobatics, any kind of hand balancing where like one person's holding another person up by their hands, the amount of strength that takes is, it makes everyone in the BMBL look like they've never worked out in their life. Myself included.
And also, big shout out to Big Apple Circus. They do not use any non-domesticated animals. So to be honest with you, it's like the only circus I will take my kids to. It's the only circus I will go to. So, I mean, that's huge that they're also very, like, kind of ethical.
That's the way the circus field is going. I think people are...
I mean, as it should have been a long time ago, but Big Apple was doing that, I think, long before Barnum and Bailey finally stopped using some of the other animals, and they were more conscious of that before that. So I think just big shout out to them. I think I've always appreciated that about them.
Yeah, I think that was 01, 02, or 03. They finally got rid of the elephants.
Yeah.
So we got one question from the audience. It can be our last question because I know your wife is looking to play some video games, right?
She's got to save democracy on Helldivers too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We got a question from Gabriel Cecilia Mary Blount. Thoughts on improving on Pirates' outcome next season? I would say don't face the Senators in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But that's just
So what the Pirates need more than anything else is they need pitching.
Pitching.
We need
every team.
I think that's for pretty much everyone in this league. But like you look at our runs for, and pretty solid. We have, I think, one of the best hitters in the league in Ben Schwartz at the leadoff.
Yeah, he had a great season.
It's his second year in the league.
Wow.
And he hadn't played since high school.
What?
Yeah, I recruited him last year, and I had to fight to get him on the team because he'd only been playing softball. And I was like, look, this guy's... I brought him in the cages once. I was like, this guy's swing will play. He led the league in OBP last year. Led the league in, I think, tied for the league lead in home runs.
Wow.
And then this year hit over 500, OBP of over 600. It was like ridiculous. So offense-wise, we got a really solid core. But our biggest holes right now are we need one more starting pitcher and probably one more relief pitcher. And then we need a really lockdown shortstop. We have a bunch of guys who can kind of play shortstop. No one who can really lock that position down.
I know someone who plays shortstop.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I've tried.
He's a free agent. No, he's not on any 28-plus roster. But then he won't be able to umpire those games.
Exactly. I'm having fun doing that.
Yeah. I just want to say before we finish this all, Jack, like we've asked a lot of questions about kind of like the wrong way fans have kind of maybe interacted with you, but you've got 3 million followers obviously who all really love you and who all really love what you do. And I think what the fan who kind of made the comment that you really kind of touched their lives or whatever, I think that is probably more likely the story than the other ones. And as I watch you and as I know my friends have loved watching you, as they've told me, right? I just think it's amazing that you can go into people's, living rooms, bedrooms, or whatever, phones, and bring them happiness. This is a thing that's just so just light and fun and lovely in a world that sometimes feels so heavy. So I think, that what you're doing is wonderful, and everything that you're going to continue to do is wonderful. And so thanks for being on the show.
Yeah. If you want a project, try and figure out a way to get us to 3 million followers.
Dan is just going to ask this question to everybody who comes on our show, but I think, Dan, we need to talk to his wife, because it sounds like she might be the brains behind the operation.
Right. Yeah.
You guys are posting the best clips of the show on the internet.
We do. We do. Yeah. I think we need to get on TikTok as kind of our next move. Yeah.
It's not fun. It's like that's the part of the job that is a job.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Out content.
It's true. It's true.
Every day, like every day.
Because is it just you and the wife?
Yeah.
Or do you have more people on your team?
Every now and then we pay someone to edit photos for us.
Okay.
You know, a few $100, but that's rare. But the video editing and filming, that's all her.
And do you feel that pressure to get like content out?
So it's every day something's got to go out on every single platform.
Every day.
So,
wow. Okay.
Every day. And so today, YouTube is Monday, Friday posting. YouTube I don't post as much. I post YouTube is quality over quantity for me. But then on every other platform, like today, coming here, so we had a long D&D session this morning and afternoon. We were playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Nerd.
But I got home at like 6:50, 7 p.m. And then we started, I got on this call at 7:45. So I had in 45 minutes, had to figure out oh crap, what am I posting for the day? Because I've been social and I haven't thought about this. And thankfully I had something that I filmed back in June saved in my TikTok draft. So I posted that. But now that means that I have nothing prepped in my drafts. So
what's the downfall to not posting? Like say you took a week off or something like that. Like would you lose?
Forget that you exist. You're not popping up on people's feeds, and then you drop on the algorithm's priority list.
Got it.
It's like if you miss a day here and there, it's not a huge deal, and it probably wouldn't be a terrible deal even if I took a week off. But it's one of those things where I don't care to test that theory.
Yeah.
And you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you do.
It's not broken.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then for the cameos, how many cameos do you average?
Not many these days because I've raised the price up. Just I was
going to say you're pretty expensive.
It was getting to the point where it was becoming. It was getting to the point where I didn't have enough time to do them all and do them well and do them justice. And this, the price they're at now, I kind of feel like, okay, I will take my time and really make sure that this is good for the person who's getting it. Whereas when it was $25, I was like,
Yeah. It's like when I was babysitting, I kept raising my price so eventually nobody would ask me anymore. Like I'm $50 an hour now.
There you go.
Hiring. $120 now. $125.
Oh yeah.
I still like it though. I can't.
I'm gonna retire and become a babysitter. That's crazy.
Dude, babysitters make bank. Babysitters and dog walkers bank. But I had stopped. I was babysitting up until I was pregnant because I was like a nanny.
And
for
you come to our
college.
Metro Red Sox games, you can make some money. We had 4 kids at our games because our players couldn't find babysitters. You can make some
I don't
good
do
money.
that shit anymore, bro. Nope. Nope. No, my last babysitting gig ever, I was 9 months pregnant with Max, and then I was deuces. Yep, because I had been a nanny my whole life. Right. During college and all of that. So prior to going to college and in college, but you make such good money that all these families just kept passing me along. So I kept taking all these gigs, and then finally I was pregnant. I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to do this anymore. And at that point I was $25 an hour and people were still paying me. And I was like, can't say no to $100 for a sleeping kid while I watch TV.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyways, enough about my babysitting career.
But Jack, what you're doing is very impressive, sir.
So cool,
and,
dude.
Appreciate it, Dan.
And so fun to know you. And just so cool. Well, one of my claims to fame is my friend who I was telling you about earlier, who really likes you. I was like, well, he follows me on Instagram. He follows 10 people. I'm one of them.
Don't tell people that you're gonna suddenly have 100 new follow requests.
No, it was just one person, but I was just like, he follows 10 people. I'm one of them.
But we appreciate you coming on.
You can't hide who you follow is the danger.
Yeah, it's true.
Think about wearing a Metro Sox jersey next year.
Oh
right?
Yeah.
We'll be talking. I don't know if I'll stream those games, but we might.
All right. We don't need you for that. I want your bet.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
That if the 38 plus pitching is a little slower than the 28s, I might bust the 35 back out.
That's pretty good pitching. Pitching is pretty good.
You can go yard at Trum.
Oh wait, you guys play at Trum?
Yes.
Never mind.
A lot.
I hate Trum. No.
Oh, it's better now. They actually did some nice things. The field is actually better. But did you hear it's going away? Oh, sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to cut you off. But they're building a school on Trum.
What?
So they're going to be building a school on the field. No, it's bad.
Good.
We have like no fields here in Somerville. Like,
I think I'm like 1 for 25 at
Wait,
Trump.
Oh, you just want a new field?
Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, that can go away. And then no one can ever break a world record at Trum Field.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, the lights are pretty bad there.
It is, but like the field is a little bit better. It's my home turf. I grew up playing softball and baseball there. Like, I love that field. But anyways, I know a lot of people have strong feelings about it. But to answer your question, I don't know, probably in the next year or so, once Somerville is able to like get the funds from the state and the government to build, because one of our schools, the ceiling collapsed, and so the kids are now being they're in a different school, like an older school building that is not really up to all the codes. Yeah, so they have to move it. And anyways, they're thinking about using Trum to build the school.
Really? But they make they make pretty good money renting that out. But
yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are hoping that they don't. So maybe not. I don't know.
St. Peter's
save
Cambridge
Trump.
is beautiful.
Oh, love St. Peter's.
I feel like the lights there are pretty bad. Those.
They're not the best, but they're also not the worst.
But they're better than Trum, which I would agree with. They're better than Trum.
That's close second.
I didn't play well there. I don't like it.
But thankfully, they just redid the lights in Lynn. It's almost too bright there now. It's like,
I was seeing that ball real well.
Yeah. Our first game was in Lynn.
I was saying this to D, though. New lights doesn't make a field better.
Well, it helps.
Lynn is still pretty bad.
Yes. It's still pretty bad. And nobody wants to drive there.
It's good in a pinch. It works in a pinch.
Yeah.
But, it's not. It's not my preferred field.
Yep.
So, Jack, are you coming to the 100 innings this year, or is that like right in the
middle of...
I
will be at King Richard's Fair. I had 1 year where I had 1 year where I was not working any show during that 3-day weekend in October, and instead my wife and I went to France.
I remember I was so excited because you thought you were going to come, and then you decided to go into France. So this year you're working too. Yeah, back for the foreseeable future. What are you doing at 1 a.m. though? Because I feel like if you're working, you're probably stunned by 1 a.m.
I will be sleeping in between my 12 shows of the weekend.
Wow, 12 shows in a week. Is that how many you do?
4
shows. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. And do you eat the big turkey legs for lunch? Like, do you just go and get like an enormous turkey leg? No.
I have protein bars. I have Cliff bars. I have apples, and I have pickles.
Pickles. Oh yeah. I guess you need the electrolytes.
Electrolytes. Yeah. And it's good for the voice.
Oh, is it really? Oh yeah, because you're also like that's right. You're singing and talking through the whole show too. So right, your voice has got to be tired.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Not just your arms, but that's a whole body thing.
Yeah. Which do you prefer to do, the radio voice or the Jacques Ze Whipper voice?
The radio voice is a lot less strain on my voice, so I like that a little bit more.
Can you give us something when signing out here?
Sign us out.
In the radio voice.
This is 90.9 WBUR. I'm Jack Lepiarz. You've been listening to the Fielder's Choice podcast. We've been talking about everything under the sun, from baseball to Karens at Phillies games to why the Philadelphia Phillies will not succeed in October this year. And we haven't checked the Yankees-Red Sox score. Last we checked, we didn't check because who knows how that game is going. It's probably fine. We don't need to worry about it one bit. Don't need to worry about it. I'm sure the Yankees came back and won that game. Thank you for having me.
Patriots won, though. That was awesome. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, they beat the Dolphins.
Final right now.
For once.
Sox won 6-4.
6-4. Oh,
there we go.
I
saw what you were feeling. I saw the motions. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna say.
Jack's a Yankees fan, guys. Jack's a Yankees fan, so
let's
be clear.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, none of these games matter until they meet in the playoffs, and then they will matter. But like everyone's like, "Oh, Yankees won. Oh, Red Sox won." I'm like, "Yeah, they're going to meet in the first round of the playoffs." It's just a question of, is there 2 games at Yankee Stadium or is there 2 games at Fenway Park?
Yeah, right.
It's a regular season.
True story.
Yep.
Do you ever get like any sort of special treatment? Like if like somebody saw you walking into a game, would they just say like, "Jack, come to the front"? I mean, do you ever get any like cool things like that? Any perks?
No, not really. Like sometimes my agent will like get me, like he got me into New York Comic Con for free.
You have an agent? Wow.
Yeah, who handles a lot of my bookings. But For the most part, less than you would think.
Okay. I might suggest yoga pants then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of special deals, I have one of my teammates on the Somerville team. His name's Mike Sorrentino, same as the situation on Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
So anytime he like goes to a hotel, they assume it's the situation. So he'll get like free hotel rooms, and them thinking it's the Mike Sorrentino from Jersey Shore.
You're supposed to say you're Abe Froman. I mean, what? Like,
yeah.
Sausage King of Chicago.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing I got was the one of the hotels that a convention booked me at was the same hotel that they booked like all the famous people in. And like I'm just like the whole weekend I was just like, oh, I recognize that person. I recognize that person. I recognize that person. Oh my God, it's all these famous people. So,
did any of them recognize you?
No.
Yes, actually. One of them I had just worked with semi-recently on something else. So.
Who's the most famous person who recognized you? Like, who, like, can you tell us?
Well, I mean, he's up there. So that was Neil Newbon, who was a very prolific video game actor. Baby No Money followed me back on Instagram the other day. That was kind of cool. It's a bunch of random, like Ronan Farrow, the journalist, followed me back.
Shit.
Or followed me like a year or two ago, and I was like, "Really? All right, okay."
Yeah.
Didn't realize that was your thing, but okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, much success to you in the future,
Yep,
Jacques. Can't wait to see you on the field, though.
Keep killing it.
It's been fun watching you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, go play some games with your wifey.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.
You too, Jack. It was awesome having you on, buddy.
Thanks again, buddy. Talk to you soon. Good stuff.
He's the best.
Jacques Ze Whipper.
Jacques Ze Whipper.
Dude, he's got a lot going on. Jesus.
He does. I swear. I mean, like I said, guys, when he told me he was like quitting his job and that was the thing he was going to do, I remember being like, "What?" I'm like, "Jacques, what are you doing?" And he said, "Well, he's like, we'll see how it goes. He was just like, we'll see." And then now here he is, crazy famous.
You've had like a front row seat for a lot of it. I mean, I remember when all that stuff came out, the guys be like, "Hey, dude, Jack from the Dodgers? You got to check this out." Like, and now, like,
yeah, well, because
it's awesome.
he just joined the Dodgers, right? Like, I think, like he said, like George had just like called him player pool, whatever. Like, just walked on, introduced himself to everybody. He was, awesome from the jump, but like nobody really knew his story yet. He kind of, the Dodgers were a ragtag team. Do you know what I mean? Everybody had a very different personality, but they somehow it was like the island of misfit toys. Do you know what I mean? They were friends, though, and they would talk and like have real conversations, not just like bitching about the umpires or the other players, like some teams do. And so got to know Jack because I was at every friggin' game. And so, yeah, just kind of got to watch this like take off, and never saw him obviously as like Jacques Ze Whipper. Always just saw him as Jack, the baseball player. And then as his career has taken off, it's just wild to me. I don't know. It's wild. I think he's more famous than we realize. I also think he's more famous than he realizes. I mean, maybe he does. I don't know, but it's insane.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Great.
Good for him. Good for him.
He's an awesome dude.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
Right. By the way, did you see the Bananas were on Jimmy Fallon, Dancing Umpire? I was thinking to myself, he was on our podcast, and now he's on Jimmy Fallon. He should have
plugged us. Uh-huh.
Yeah, right?
He started here.
Let's go, Vinny. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andrew, do you have anything for your
I do. I have two things, but more so one thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, friend. Go. Take it away.
I will. So the 2025 Euro champion, hitter, female. I'm gonna say her name wrong. I super apologize. Her name is Turka Steplapova, I think is her name. But she just signed with the Women's Pro Baseball League recently, and she was the 2025, like I said, Euro Female Hitter of the Year. So she's going to be someone to watch. She's awesome. She was the best hitter in Euro Baseball 2025. So super excited. Her name is Turka, but when they translate it to American, it's Teresa. So hopefully we'll see her kind of on there. The other thing was as I talked to the guys kind of offline about this, I was able to get in touch with the crew, the all-female umpire crew who has been working the tryouts and who worked the games for the women's league. All-female umpires. Again, they've been doing baseball for a long time. They got this opportunity. We're all kind of connected on this Facebook group, and so hopefully they will join us maybe in 2 weeks if we can get them all. There's 4 of them all together at the same time. So those are some things to look forward to. And as tryouts roll on, I will keep you updated.
Awesome. I'm not sure how we get them all on camera, but we'll figure it out.
Well, we'll figure it out. But one of them is in Taiwan, I believe. Right now, so we were thinking we've been all messaging in a group message that maybe we can ask some questions and just kind of like she can record it and then we can bring that in and then we can figure out how we get everybody else on. But some great women, some of them actually, or one of them, her name is Janet Thomas, and she knows Ed Odell. And so Ed had actually and so Ed Odell had actually mentioned
was he at the training?
Her to me. He was at the training, but he had mentioned her to me years ago, I think at one of the 100 innings games, maybe actually a year ago, maybe the last one, and had mentioned her to me. And so she actually also might be coming to the 100 inning game. She said she's going to see if it works. But she's badass. She is awesome. And, you know, just kind of like we do with the like make the calls, like the women on the Women in Blue page will also post it, and her knowledge of the game is, I mean, I'm sure these other women who umped with her too, but Janet's very vocal on the page, and her knowledge of the game is awesome. I've learned from her. Yeah, I mean, I've learned from her. I've learned from all the other women who are on there, but she's just been a wonderful voice on that page. So I hope it works out. I hope we get to see her next week. We got an awesome guest lined up too, so that'll be great.
Did Ed talk to you about the podcast?
He did. So actually, a bunch of guys at this clinic talked to me about the podcast, and a bunch of them
recognized you.
Yes, and a bunch of them like watch and were talking about it and saying that they
we're semi-famous too.
I mean, and it was funny to me because it was obviously the first time I had ever kind of been recognized for the podcast. Obviously, I mean, I'd like to think that we do a really good job here, but, you know, I'm not walking down the street like Jack and getting people recognizing me. But no, a bunch of people and a few people like friend requested me. And, you know, I try to stay on lockdown on my personal page, so I haven't really accepted a bunch of them because, you know, I'm me on my Facebook page all the time. But anyways, so they were talking about it. We got a lot of kudos, guys, from people who were saying like this is exactly what needs to happen to bring umpires into the field. So that was really nice to hear. Well, it's funny. So Mike Hinojosa walked up to me and he's like, Angie. And I looked at him and I went, hi. And he's like, Mike Hinojosa. I was like, oh my God, didn't even recognize him, you know, obviously like not being in front of him. So that was fun. I have to plug these clinics though, guys. Like this was one that they had just kind of put together because they'd been getting a lot of feedback from people saying like, we need some more field work. Like we need some more training.
Like we've been saying.
Yeah, and they actually had some kids come and play. So it was from 3 to 7, and so from about 3 to 5, we practiced stations, we did some different field work, we got some really good advice on positioning, and kind of like what to do in certain situations, left time for questions, and crossover steps, and just kind of like getting those nailed into our brain just to look good. But then at 5, a bunch of kids came, and they played a game, and we rotated in and out of positions on the field and got feedback on our form. We got feedback on what we were doing. God, it was awesome.
No, I know it was that late. I had a game. I umped at 1, but I probably could have came after.
Yeah, like there was at one point where there was a play, and so there was a runner on second, batter's up, right? So batter hits the ball, gap. Center gap, right? So it's out there. So the kid from second was running to third. I'm in C at this point, so I kind of start running to third until I realize that now the ball's coming back. And then kind of the feedback I got was, nope, as soon as he starts running to third, you run to first. Like, don't even worry about third, right? Which makes sense. But when I'm in C and I'm thinking, I just got to make sure that there's not going to be an attempt at third. But, right, why am I running to third? I don't matter at third anymore. I got to run over to first. And it was just, right, this is right, but so much of our work on the field has just been seat of our pants, right? Just what we do because we never necessarily got that exact training. Mm-hmm. So hearing from them kind of the work behind it all.
Yep, while the plays happening.
Yeah, yeah.
So you played indoor in that?
No, we were on Tufts Field the whole time.
You were on
Tufts
Field.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
We were outside the whole time. Yeah, it was it was great, and it was free, which was awesome. And then who was it? What was his name? He's the president of the EMBA right now. Is it Sam? He's really tall, like super tall.
Oh, Sam. Yeah, Sam. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was there, and so he was saying, that he's heard from a lot of us that we need more of these. So I think there's going to be more. They took some feedback. They sent out a Google feedback form. They asked for certain feedback, and they want to do more of it. Nice. And everybody was kind of talking about how good it was, and there, a bunch of different characters there that were awesome. Some guys who've been there forever, some new people, me in the middle. Carl was there. It was great.
Actually, Sam would be a good guest to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he said he would be willing to come on. So, I mean, I was networking, guys. I was talking to everybody. Yes. But they were great. And then Noah, his name was Noah. I think he's 22, and he's legit. I can't remember his last name. He went to Wendelstedt, so. And then Sam was in the minor league umpire system for a while, so he was talking a little bit. But, it's always so awesome when you are around a group of umpires who really just want to teach you the sport the sport of it. And they are so open to questions. You don't feel stupid. Because oftentimes, working with partners, I'm like, hey, I'm pretty new. Can you just give me some feedback? Or, do you want me to do, this or this? And some are pretty open to giving feedback, as you guys know, and some that's just not their jam.
Right.
So it's really nice when you're around dudes who really want to make sure that you are good at this job and how important it is to them that you're good at this job, right? Because we all are what make this look good, or we're all what makes this look bad. And so that was pretty cool.
What was the biggest thing you learned, you think, at the clinic? That maybe you didn't know.
I have to be honest with you, it was all about my mechanics on the field. So I learned, and I can't necessarily pinpoint, ones, because there were so many, but really just how I should be standing and positioning and where I should be. And one of the things that Mike said that was interesting was, so say you're in B, there's a play that happens at second, call, and say it's a steal, say it's any play at second, right? You call them out, then take one step forward. So that regardless of where you called the out, they're going to see you and picture you one step closer, so you look better. Oh. And I was like, that's a really good. And then we kind of practiced doing that. And it was like, okay, yeah, that's actually a really good thing, because then when they want to argue with me, where they see me standing, if they argue with me, is a step closer than I was.
Because a lot of times you hear you were out of position, or you weren't close enough to the play.
Right. So that was a pretty good one. And then when you're in A, right? So when you're standing at first, right, you're on the bases, and then a ball gets hit down the line, goes, if it's a trouble ball. So they started talking a lot about trouble balls, and I was like, I haven't heard that term before, being called it. Well, but I hadn't heard it insofar as umpiring, if I think it's going to be a trouble ball. So then we went over what all the trouble balls are, and I'm like, I know all of those. I never thought of them as a group of, is it going to be a trouble ball? It was just that I hadn't heard of it used that way, right?
Yeah.
And that you head down the line. So you don't stay where you are. You follow the ball down the line and you run down the line.
Yep.
A couple things about just communicating with your partner, right? So if you're going out yelling, I'm going out, or I'm staying in, or just making sure that you're communicating well. Mm-hmm. Some signs that I didn't know.
Signs.
Yeah, the gang signs that I pretend to know at every game. And then people think I'm good. But yeah, so learn some of those. Clearly when to use them, when my partner should be doing certain things. Oh, and then, you know what else? Because I have to give this to you guys. I know, I learned so much. Mike printed and laminated what your pregame conference should be.
Oh, that's
so cool. I have
Yes.
So I now have a laminated piece of paper of everything I should go over with my partner pregame. I was like, this is sick, because you guys know sometimes you show up at a game, you go to pregame with your official, if you're there at the same time, right? Some don't show up until 2 minutes before the game and you have no pregame. Mm-hmm. But when they show up, half hour, 45 minutes beforehand, like you should. And I've had guys say to me, oh, whatever you want to do is fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever you want to do is fine.
Yeah.
And so I said this. I said, well, what happens when that's the case? And so so Curtis Duggar was another person who was there, and he was an instructor. But Mike had said, you just do this. Like you still go over this with them. Like you still say, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And you kind of go over your point. So at least you communicated what your pregame is. Okay. And then likewise, when you're UIC, right, when you're home base, you then tell them this is what we're going over and making sure you're on the same page.
Yep.
So that was, I think, like we've talked about before, when you're brand new and you're doing games by yourself, you're not really learning much and you could be learning bad habits. And then when you start doing games with a partner, you're still brand new to now this new kind of like mechanic.
Yep. Cool.
So,
seems like you learned a lot.
I'll definitely go to another one for sure.
Shout out to Mikey and instructors who did that, obviously on their own time.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah. And like I said, they want to do more, so absolutely keep a lookout for more.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, I finally got scheduled for a game. I got scheduled for a game on Thursday, and I can't do it because it's back to school night.
Yeah,
and I was like,
Gib and I got scheduled night of our playoff game on Friday.
Yeah. I mean, because I haven't had an assignment in forever, so I didn't block anything off.
Was it Babe Ruth?
It was a Somerville Malden game, and I was like, well, it's Somerville. I probably shouldn't do it, but I've done them before, but whatever. Yeah. But it's back to school night, so I have to be at school. It's at Trum too. I could have maybe done it, but
yeah, I mean, I stopped updating my arbiter because I wasn't getting any games. So.
Well, same. So I just figured the season was over for me, but now fall ball probably. Yeah. But it's also usually in September I get assigned way earlier. I'll start getting like September 2nd. So the fact that it was the 14th, I was kind of like, meh, I don't need to update it. But meh. We also have to put together our 100 innings crew.
Oh yeah, we do.
Gibby, are you there this year or no?
I don't know yet. Maybe going upstate.
Okay.
It's a tough weekend.
I know, it is a tough weekend. It is.
It's hard to,
I think Sammy said he would do it with us.
Hard,
oh, nice.
It's hard to leave the fam,
Yeah, no, I get it. I know that a lot of clinics happen that weekend too, like the college clinics are that weekend too. So.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So who do we have next week? I know.
So Curtis, I think it's Duggar. Curtis Duggar he's one of the instructors who I had at the clinic this past weekend. Great guy, full of knowledge, has been doing it for a long time. Doing some college games. He's been in some pro games, some championship games. I think he's licensed to work in like 7 states. So he's done a lot. And he had a lot of knowledge to share.
Oh, by the way, not to put a downer on your Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend segment, but did you see the latest graphic? Jen Powell apparently has had the worst percentage rate of...
Okay, so I just want to be clear. That was an average of all 3 of her games. So one...
Uh-oh. And your microphone went out again. Right at the right time.
Yeah.
No, you have to come back on. Come back on. We can't hear you. Uh-oh. I opened a can of worms. I opened a can of worms. Did you see that? Did you see that graphic?
I didn't, but I'm sure.
Okay, so hold on. So let me tell you this. So what it was average. So she had a 93, a 97 one game, and she had an 88. She had a shitty night. And they averaged her shit together, and it was a 90. She had a shitty night.
Yeah.
So you know what? That happens to all umpires. That has happened to every single one of us. They want to give her shit just because she's a woman. And
right. And it's going to get more scrutinized.
And there were a couple of people who I know who thumbs up to that post. So Jay Thomas, don't think I didn't see you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was his.
Yeah.
Love it.
So to be clear, many, many people have shitty nights. She had one shitty night. Give the woman a break. Like, stop it. She's better than that. Give her the respect she deserves.
Yep.
She got nailed in the neck and didn't go anywhere.
Boom.
So stop.
Sorry.
That's all I have to say.
Up.
No,
it's okay because
it's a real life thing that happens, right? That women have to be 2 times as good to be considered half as good. And it's bullshit. And it happens in baseball and it happens in every other aspect. And, which again is one of the reasons why I know I can't fuck up. I cannot fuck up on the field. If I fuck up on the field, there's no other women umpires, right? So they're like, oh, that's that chick that messed up. Oh, we had that female umpire who messed up. And then I go to another game and they're like, oh, it must be her because I'm the only woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, y'all can fuck up all the time. I can't.
Yeah. You're right, Ange. I don't disagree with you. Not when not when guys are showing up in the 6th inning for playoff games and then blowing a call in the 7th. But we won't talk about that one either. So.
I think you just did.
And so I just think, and I will, because it does need to be said, right?
Yes.
You
That's
know,
part of our job, Danny, too. You know, we'll call it for what it is. We'll call the good and we'll call the bad. Right? Because there are plenty of other people, yourself and Angie included, who will gladly take those games and gladly do as damn good job otherwise. And you're right, Angie. You know, like, you know, if that was me, would I get enough shit that she gets?
Right. I mean, I always think about. Do you remember? I can't even remember now. I can't remember the name, but the dude who almost got a perfect game, and the first base umpire.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that guy's name, but you know who's not getting shit? Him. You know who is? Jen Powell. Like, stop it. You know what I mean?
Oh, he got plenty of shit.
He got a lot of flack.
There's a documentary on that. Actually.
I'm not saying he didn't get shit then. I'm not. But I'm saying that, like, why is it that Jen Powell's in everybody's mouth? Because she's the only one. She's the one that everybody's going to remember.
It's the latest trend.
And Angel Hernandez, but.
Yeah, and Angel Hernandez. But he's been awful for years. Like, you know? I don't.
Right.
I just have a problem that women aren't allowed to fuck up.
Well,
right, and if we do, we're bad.
Because I was this closer to going downstairs to get my cold Chinese food. So.
Listen, I ate 3-day-old shrimp tempura before the game. So Jim Joyce, of course, Zachary Francis knows his name.
Jim Joyce, yeah, of course, yeah, that was a huge.
I mean, I remember it then. Maybe that wasn't
Steve
the
Pinner,
best.
she's still better than Angel Hernandez. Yeah, I think we can all agree to that.
Yeah. Right. I just will say, give her, you know, just like we allow everybody else to make mistakes, give her some grace, and don't be that asshole that jumps on that bandwagon with all those other dudes. You have an opportunity to be a good guy, or you have an opportunity to be a douchebag. Don't be a douchebag.
Be better.
Yeah.
Be better.
Like the whole, I won't even go into the whole Charlie Kirk stuff, but
like
we
please
talked about
don't.
earlier. Yeah.
No, we don't need to do that.
Nope,
no.
we don't.
We don't. We are a baseball podcast. We are fun. Just don't be sexist, right? I feel like that's not a bad thing to say. Don't be sexist.
Don't be sexist.
Right?
You can
allow
be sexy,
everybody the opportunity to fuck up. You can be sexy. Don't be that's our new tagline, right?
Ooh,
be sexy, don't be sexist.
I'm gonna make the T-shirt.
That should be the new Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend segment. That should just be the name of it. Be sexy, not sexist.
I love it. We should trademark that right now.
Yeah, we should. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this is the last thing I'll say. Your friends who are women see what you say. Your friends, your daughters, your your friends who are female umpires see what you say. And it's hurtful. It's hurtful when it's somebody who you know who thinks that way or speaks that way, and you know that they could be somebody to say, "Hey, that's messed up. Like, don't," you know. Yep. But then they don't, and that sucks. Yeah.
Yep. Well, good stuff. Another good episode.
19.
Yeah, it's nice to be back after the long break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with episode 20 next week.
Will. What are we going to do for 20? I feel like 20 is a big deal. Like, we should...
It is.
Get a cake.
We should all get cupcakes. We should all eat a cupcake at the same time.
Well, speaking of, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We had a cake for her.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All that good stuff.
We did. It was so nice.
I should upload the picture, but.
Oh, that's okay. The one of you blowing out the candle.
Yeah.
I'm like mid-blow.
Mid-blow.
Literally, yeah.
Literally.
That's what she said.
Be sexy, not sexist.
Be sexy, not sexist. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Same
Love
time next week.
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday.
See you then. Happy Sunday.
No better way to spend a Sunday.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe. Facebook,
yes,
YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram. 19. All right, guys.
19.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Later.